So it's been almost a week since I made a video. I figured I'd just go ahead and do a video on this. So this is my trickstar deck. It's not a meta deck at all. It is. It couldn't be further from meta. It is for fun. This deck is a deck that can burn your opponent just by them playing the game. It can lock your opponent out of having a hand, and it can do a lot actually. So it's pretty good. Um, so I'll just go through it real quick. Okay. 3 Bane. I like 3 Bane. It is a useful card because of the effect, which is if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are trickstar, which is pretty likely, you can special summon this card from your hand. The second effect, and most important effect, is during damage step, when your trickstar monster battles an opponent's monster, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. That monster you control gains attack equal to its original attack until the end of this turn. Has to be a Trickstar monster, but it's good. However, you can only use one of Trickstar Corbane's effect per turn and only once that turn. So in reality, you could literally just put this to 2 and be fine. Or to 1. It's useful, but it's not... You can't special summon it, then in the same turn, double the attack. If that makes sense. Candina is the primary normal summon of the deck, honestly. Actually, it is the only normal summon of the deck. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 Trickstar card, very important, card, from your deck to your hand. Then, the actual burn effect is each time your opponent activates a spell or trap card, inflict 200 points of damage to them immediately after it resolves. So they go to play Pot of Greed, for example. Pot of Desires, Pot of Extravagance, whatever. As soon as it resolves, 200 damage. Which is quite nice. Trickstar, Licorice, whatever. Quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, then target 1 Trickstar monster you control except for Trickstar Licorice. Special summon this card, and if you do, return that monster to the hand. Each time your opponent adds a card to their hand, inflict 200 points of damage for each. So again, if they play Pot of Greed, Extravagance, Desires, whatever, they add a card, they take 200 points of damage for each card that they add. Which is quite nice. Then, of course, you got your, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Draw and Lock Bird. Pretty standard stuff. This is kind of important for the Draw and Lock Bird lock, which can be done in other decks, by the way. The newest card that is not officially support for Trickstars, but it's support for Trickstars because of what it does. Target 1 face-up monster on the field. Its controller's opponent takes damage equal to the number of cards in their hand times 200. Then negate that target's effect until the end of this turn. So, how this works. Okay? You target a monster on your opponent's side of the field, you take damage, but the effect is negated. You target something on your side of the field, they take damage, but your effect is negated. So, what I like to do, and I'll actually show you this on Dueling Book in this video as well. What I like to do is target Candina after I've used her add effect, of course, and then negate the effect, inflict, 1,000 points of damage to my opponent, and I'm gold. So, yeah, it's actually really good. Then, this is actually the great part. If damage is inflicted except during damage step, effect damage specifically, you can banish this card from your graveyard, set one normal trap directly from your hand or deck. If set from hand, it can be activated this turn. You can only use one of these effects per turn and only once that turn. So, Konami is actually getting smart when it comes to certain cards because they're making it to where you can't just keep using effects over and over and over. Because they put once per turn and only once that turn. So, that's something to remember. This is good setup for next turn. Alright. And the thing is, you play all normal traps except for Mirror Force Launcher. But every trap that you want is a normal trap. This can be used in trap tricks as well. Because, like Trap Hole and stuff, they're normal trap cards. Pretty sure. This can grab Imperm. This can grab Disturbance. It can grab Magic Cylinders. Magical Cylinders, Mirror Force, Incarnation, the whole 9 yards. It can grab any trap card that you want. Including Evenly, by the way, and D-Barrier. But it can grab any card that you want. Any trap card that you want. That is a normal trap card. It's actually great. Has to be next turn, but you're going to inflict damage to them anyway, so yeah. Anyway, Trickstar Festival. Play 3 of these because it's actually useful. Special summon 2 Trickstar tokens, which are Fairy Light Attack, Fairy Light level 1, Attack 0, Defense 0. So, that's pretty nice. If a Trickstar monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. You cannot normal or special summon the turn you activate this card except for Trickstar monsters, and you can only use this effect once per turn. Or you can only activate that once per turn. So, it's good. These are kind of the bread and butter, if you will. Dark Room and Nightmare. Been around for frickin' ever. And it's a great card for burn damage. Each time your opponent takes damage from a card effect, except Dark Room and Nightmare, inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent. I used to run this in my old Volcanic deck. And it's glorious. So, yeah. Let's just do this. Oh, why are you... There. That's better. That's not what I want. Whatever. There we go. That's better. Alright. Then we have this card right here. Trickstar, Magical, whatever. It's an in-archetype revive, basically. Monster Reborn. Then we have Trickstar Light Stage. Field Spell. Okay. When this card is activated, you can add one Trickstar monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can target one set card in your opponent's spell and trap zone. While this card is in the field zone, that set card cannot be activated until the end phase, and your opponent must activate it in the end phase or send it to the graveyard, which is awesome. Each time a Trickstar monster you control inflicts battle or effect damage to your opponent, inflict 200 points of damage to them. So, these two are really devastating. Really, really good. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. Then you have the Disturbance Strategy, which your opponent shuffles their entire hand, then they draw the same number of cards. It's added burn damage. You play 3 of those. Magic Cylinders. This deck doesn't have a truly powerful boss monster. Like, the very most that it can actually manage is maybe 4,000 attack. That's with a combo. Holly Angel can get pretty good size, though. So, I don't know. You just gotta do things right. When your opponent declares an attack with a monster, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. So, go in for game with Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Magic Cylinders, you take 4K. Now, the reason that Magical Cylinders is in here, set one Magic Cylinders directly from your deck or graveyard. If set from deck, it can be activated this turn. When you activate Magic Cylinders, you can banish this card from your graveyard, double that damage inflicted to your opponent. Meaning, they swing with Chaos Max Dragon. They're at 8,000 life points, you're close to death. You're 3,800 life points. You go Magic Cylinders, chain Magical Cylinders, doubling the damage to 8,000. They take 8,000. I've done it on Master Duel a few times. It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious. And yeah, it's quite fun. Mirror Force. When your opponent monster declares an attack, destroy all your opponent's attack position monsters. People don't respect this card nowadays. They have no respect for it. But, you know, it's whatever. Then, of course, Mirror Force Launcher. The card that literally sets Mirror Force. Yeah. Trickstar Reincarnation. Banish your opponent's entire hand. If you do, they draw the same number of cards. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Target one Trickstar monster in your graveyard with special limit. This is not once per turn, by the way. So you can literally draw all three of these, set three of them, have Licorice on the field. Their draw phase, you go chain 1 reincarnation, chain 2 reincarnation, chain 3 reincarnation. So they banish, draw, banish, draw, banish, draw. Which is quite nice. As for Trickstar Extra Deck, 3 Bloom, 1 IP, not that you're ever going to use it. 3 Holly Angel, 3 Crimson Heart, 1 Black Cat Bat, 1 Foxy Glove, 1, don't even want to try and pronounce that because I'll butcher the crap out of it. 1 Unicorn, 1 Apollo, 1 Access Code, and 1 Bella Madonna. Bella Madonna, if I can actually speak. Extra deck, or side deck, 3 Nib, not that it's really all that useful. Lilybell, kind of debating on whether or not to put this in the actual deck and trade it out for Corobane, or 2 of these and trade out Corobane. D-Barrier, for going up against decks that play anything besides Links. Evenly, again, for going up against people that actually, you know, put up a big board. You can just be like, yeah, evenly. Have fun. This deck can literally burn your opponent without ever attacking. Just like Volcanics, this deck can actually burn your opponent to the point where they don't receive attack damage, it's all effect damage. And I'll show you that right now with the combo. Moving over to the dueling book. Alright, so over here on dueling book for the combo portion. Here's what an actual, like, really busted hand looks like, and this is only if you do not get stopped. This combo line is actually good, and it does play around Imperm. Candina is immune to impermanence if you do this. So, you're going first. First things first. Normal summon Candina. Candina effect. Add a copy of Light Stage to hand. Okay. Secondly, activate Dark Room. Third, activate Blue Angel of Blue Tears. Target Candina. Your opponent will have 5 cards in their hand. What is 5 times 2? It's 1,000. They take 1,000 points of damage. Just for even being there. 1,000 points of damage. They are now at 7,000 life points. I can't figure out how to lower that, so I'm using this. Now, obviously this goes to grave. Activate light stage. Light stage effect to add a card. Or actually a monster. Never mind. So we're going to add another Icarus. Okay. Now, quick effect, reveal. Reveal. And then chain, reveal. Okay. Well, actually, it would be quick effect, reveal this card, then target Candina. Reveal, target. Then reveal, target. Okay? This one will go right here, and then this will come back to my hand. And this will go right here. You never want to put it right here or right here. Multiple reasons, the main one being, these two zones play into relinquished enema. So, and that is starting to see play again, apparently. So, yeah. Anyway. Now you activate Trickstar Festival. You get 2 tokens. One there. One there. These placements doesn't matter. Now you link one into Bloom. This is very, very good. Use the effect of Bloom, which is, let's see, if this card is link summoned, you can make your opponent draw 1 card. Okay? So they draw 1 card. Now, 200 points of damage for drawing a card, adding it to their hand. 200 more points of damage for them adding a card to their hand, because they both have the same effect, they both trigger. Each time a Trickstar monster inflicts damage, whether it's a battle damage or effect damage, you inflict 200 points of damage. So, you inflict another 400 points of damage because this triggers twice. Okay? Then, you add an additional 1,200 points of damage to that because this activates 4 times. Right? 4 times. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay? So, in reality, we have 500, 1,000, 500, 1,000. So they take 2,000 points of damage. Okay, they're at 5,000 life points. You then go link 1 again into Bloom. Bloom effect. They draw a card. They take another 2,000 points of damage. They're at 3,000 life points. You then link 2 into the one and only Holly Angel. Now, that is pretty much the end of your turn. But, doesn't really matter. Because, you're fine. Now, you can protect, these 2 can't be destroyed by battle or card effect because of Holly Angel's effect. And you can protect Holly Angel by banishing Night Stage or Festival once. Now, you end your turn, they draw, they do whatever, they go to attack your monster, and you have to protect it with that. They end their turn. Or actually, first of all, during their draw phase, they take 2,000 points of damage because 500, 500, 500, 500. So they take 2,000 points of damage. Okay? Then, here's where the fun part comes. Banish this from your graveyard. Set directly from your deck any normal trap card. So you set Reincarnation. Set. Okay, it can't be used this turn, but they do whatever. You protect this, they end their turn. Draw. Now, here's what's funny. You will never attack your opponent. As long as these are safe on the field, you're fine. Activate. Even if they only have one card in their hand, that is 2,000 points of damage. They only have 1,000 life points left. That is how you win the game with the stack. Now, the chances of you actually doing that in today's meta is very slim to none, because the way that a lot of decks actually do, this is really good against decks that actually like to add a lot of cards before they build their board. But a lot of decks will set up a board that has like 3, 4, 5 negations. Just so many different things, right? And the more likely scenario is that your trickstar monsters are going to be done. Like they're going to be off the field, basically, right? Because they're going to set up at least probably 3 or 4 monsters that will be able to, you know, what am I trying to say? They're going to set up a board with 3 or 4 monsters that have at least 2,100 or more attack points. So, this is kind of, saving Holly Angel does prevent all of them from dying, but more than likely, these 2 will be gone. Holly Angel will probably be gone. So, yeah. Anyway, the cool thing about this deck is you can actually reactivate this, send one to the graveyard, activate the other, and then you get to add a Portal Bane. And then you can normal summon, and you can add Reincarnation. So let's say that this one and this one are gone. So you would start your turn, you would draw, activate this, and yeah, you add Trickstar Reincarnation. You set it. And then you activate the one that you set last turn. Even if they only have 1 or 2 cards in their hand, that's still 1,000 points of damage. Because 500, then 500. So, it's lethal no matter what. But let's say that they somehow negate this effect. Okay. So, you negated the effect. Cool. Or, here's something that's even better. Let's say they wipe your board, right? After you're said and done, they wipe your board, and then you have to end. Okay, fine. Well, effect of Reincarnation in the graveyard, banish, special defense on your end phase. Then, activate. Because it's not once per turn, mind you. So they take more damage. To the grave. Effects. Banish. Special. In turn. They draw. They burn. There's a lot of ways to deal with this. A lot of ways. This deck is not competitive as far as like the #1 deck of all time or anything. I think it was pretty damn good in like 2018, 2019, but it's not anymore, which is kind of sad. This deck is pretty cool. To put it in perspective, this card right here was put to 1 Then it was put to 2, and now it's 3. I need to get a third copy. But the fact that a field spell for a deck that nobody plays anymore was even on the list tells you how powerful this deck was at one point. So, it's pretty damn powerful. It can be pretty damn powerful. Is it something that you can take to regionals and win? No, probably not. You'll probably get laughed at. But it's something that you can take to locals, have fun with, and depending on your local meta, you can win with. Like, for example, where I play, my locals, um, we got, you know, Tier Elements, Rescue Ace, Pearly, Guys, and then I play Dragon Link. Sometimes we have people that come up there that play Dark World, or that play Bird Up, or, Dragoonity, or something like that. Something that's older school deck that is actually maybe not the greatest in today's meta, but they play it because it's fun. Because it's fun for them to play. A deck that they like. Same thing with this deck. You can play this deck at locals and have fun with it. Win or lose, it's going to be fun. Nobody expects it. Nobody expects to be, burned by trickstars. Because nobody plays them. But, I think that's going to be it for this video. At this point, it will be a 30-ish minute video, give or take. I'm going to try and get back on a schedule of uploading 2 to 3 times a week instead of just once a week. So yeah, look for more actual entertaining content, and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the little bell thingy, make sure that you're actually getting all notifications. And yeah, I'll catch you next one. Bye for now.